12, and we are counting down to the CARTEN 100 as it's happening on Saturday. It is very exciting. Just 3 more sleeps for most of us, a lot less sleep for a few of the athletes taking part. And I am absolutely delighted to have Peter Palmer, the event director of the CARTEN 100, joining us on the show. As well as that, we have Morgan from Noah's Ark Charity, one of the many recipients, but the pinnacle this year, David Howland, who actually joined the team on the Pure West Sports Show recently. He's not actually cycling it, no. He's deciding to run it. And Steve joins us as well with his penny farthing. And if you're watching us on our socials right now, on either Facebook, X, or YouTube, you can actually see the penny farthing in the background as well. Yes, he is actually going to be cycling that entire route. And Matt and Bronwyn also join us as well, looking fabulous in their CARTEN jerseys. It was their debut year last year. You might recall Matt on that recumbent bike. So looking forward to chatting to all of those people here on the show. First up, Peter, I cannot believe CARTEN 100. It's here on Saturday. How incredible! How are you looking for this year?
Well, we're looking good. It's come around very quickly, isn't it? It seems a very quick 12 months. We've got 2,100 riders, so slightly more than last year.
Oh wow!
We sold out in January, so it's been a very good uptick. I think the weather was good last year, and this year looks even better. We're heading towards a cracking day on Saturday. It'll have its problems because people will be looking for water, looking for suntan lotion. But if you're going to do it, you want to do it on a nice day, and there's even a little bit of tailwind. So hopefully it's going to be a perfect day for the CARTEN 100.
Do you know what? I recall last year, it was one of the most beautiful days of the year. It was fabulous there in Tudor Square, Tenby. The sun was beating down. There was ice creams and lollies and certainly flip-flops there. Everyone was having a great time. And this year, managed to land it again. I think it's going to be the hottest day of the year on Saturday.
I think it is. I don't know how we get so lucky. We always get a good Sunday. But having a good Saturday is even better. And if you look at the last few weeks, there's been a few issues for the riders because they've had to go out and train in the rain, the roads are dirty. It's not been ideal, but hopefully everyone's had a chance to go out last week and get themselves warmed up a little bit. And assuming everyone's nice, fit and healthy, it's going to be a perfect day.
Yeah, it's going to be wonderful. As you say, the most important thing is just, keeping hydrated, yes, keeping the fluids on board. And I believe you've had a big banana delivery as well today.
Well, they're on their way. I'm waiting for them. I can see out my window. Not here yet, but there's 26 cases of bananas. And then, of course, there's the isotonic drinks to get. There's energy bars. And, of course, all the feed stations will provide food as well. If anybody needs any, if they want a burger or they want a bacon sandwich or they want a piece of cake, our teams on the feed stations will help them out there. But like you say, the main thing is plenty of water, and we'll have no limit on that. We have as much as you need.
I mean, the CARTEN 100 it's an incredible route, isn't it? It leaves Cardiff to Tenby, over 100 miles. It's no easy feat for cyclists, but we'll also be chatting to people running it on penny farthings. This is an extraordinary event that has raised over £1 million for different charities going back to 2018. An incredible milestone for you. But for people that don't know, where did the CARTEN all begin? Because it was just you and 3 others, and now we've got over 2,000 cyclists taking on this incredible challenge on Saturday.
Yeah, right back in 2004, we set off, 4 of us, my neighbour, my brother-in-law and another friend, did the ride. We'd actually done it 11 years before and forgotten all about it. And got to the pub in Tenby, and everyone goes, oh, that's great. Can we do it next year? So we then had 12 riders, and then the next year it's 24. And so we decided to call it the CARTEN 100 and got the shirts. So the classic blue and orange shirts, that's down to our original sponsors. And it's just snowballed. I can't really explain it, but the way we've done it just seems to have caught the imagination with riders. The shirts allowed us to make lots of money for charity. We've always given that all away. We've had sponsors on board. I mean, Steve here is a sponsor of ours. Andrew Dario's just been in my house collecting some more shirts. People are really supportive, and we really appreciate the fact that people stick at it. We tend to have the same sponsors year in, year out. We have the same teams helping us out on the road at the feed stations. We also have the same people helping us with things like vans. I mean, Bridgend Ford give us free vans every year for the weekend. It makes such a huge difference because it means you can invest what profit you do make can go elsewhere. And hopefully this year we'll be giving a lot of it, or a big chunk of it, to Morgan's charity Noah's Ark, which is a big favourite of ours for years.
I know, and such a wonderful charity to support. Morgan, it was great to see you at the finish line last year. I know you'll be there again on Saturday. Excitement really starting to build. I mean, it's a special event, this, isn't it?
It definitely is. Yeah, we're really, really looking forward to it again, and cheering all our supporters over the finish line again this year. We've got more than ever this year signed up, so we're really, really looking forward to it.
I know, over 2,000 cyclists. It's going to be quite the spectacle. Why is support from events like this so important to Noah's Ark, and where does the money go?
So the Noah's Ark Children's Hospital charity supports 73,000 children in Wales. We are the only children's hospital in Wales, so serving an enormous community of children. Money from events like this raised by our wonderful supporters, with thanks to Peter, will help fund ventilators, travel ventilators, and incubators, as well as things like our Sparkle Fund that is run by our Sparkle Coordinator, which is the best job title in the world. And she helps to brighten the days of children who are spending their days on the wards, to make sure that they do not miss out on anything while they're in hospital. So that means birthday parties, visits from therapy dogs, visits from llamas, alpacas, you name it. Our Sparkle Coordinator will do whatever she can to brighten those days. So that is what our supporters will be helping to fund by taking part in the CARTEN.
It's an incredible amount of people that you help support, and Noah's Ark is one of those charities that, you know, you may never need them, but when you do, it's so important that you're there to support the families.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people don't actually realise that we're actually here, and we're hidden by the UHW, in the grounds of UHW. So people often don't realise that we're here until you unfortunately would need our services. So we're happy to support wherever we can, and we are so looking forward to this weekend.
Yeah, and great peace of mind to know that you are there if should any of the families and children certainly need your help and support. We can't wait to see you on Saturday, and someone that is, taking on an unbelievable task. Joined us recently on the Pure West Sports Show as well. David Howland, you've never even cycled the CARTEN100, and you're hoping to run it on Saturday.
Yeah, it's one thing I've always wanted to do, but never had the chance to cycle it. So I thought, why not lace up the running daps and let's have a go running it.
Fair play to you. Have you ever done a challenge like this before?
The longest I've run is 62 miles, which is 100 kilometers. But I've run over numerous marathon distance and ultramarathon distances.
Oh, I'm sure the ultramarathons are certainly going to help. It's going to be warm. It's going to be quite toasty out there. But I mean, this is nearly double what you've ever done before. What's the preparation? What's the plan? How are you going to attack this one?
Well, it's just hopefully just running and walking as much as I can was the first step. But I am looking at possibly another strategy of running 10 kilometers, walking 1, and then running 10 throughout the day, just to see how far I can get through there.
Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, obviously the cyclists are going to be leaving Saturday morning and coming into Tenby Saturday evening. That's not quite possible for you because you're sort of going half the speed. So what time are you going to be setting off?
I'll be actually setting off Friday midnight from Cardiff, and then hopefully looking to get into Tenby early hours Sunday morning, roughly about 6 o'clock. So looking at a 28 to 30 hour run.
Absolutely incredible. I know everyone is going to be behind you there, David, and the very best of luck with it. And if you want to find out more about David's journey, make sure you check out the Pure West Sports Show. All of the episodes available online now, purewestradio.com, and click on your catch up. And someone that is no stranger to the CARTEN100, he knows the route like the back of his hand. I believe you've done it 5 times, Steve, but you've done it on a penny farthing. The crowd absolutely adore you. It's phenomenal what you do.
Yeah, thanks, Toby. Actually, there's 2 of us on penny farthings. There's another chap in Carmarthen, Mickey Forrest, who's a bit of a man mountain. You know, he's a quick boy. But yeah, I'm obviously the senior, so I start off a lot sooner than him. I generally This year, I think I'll be doing a little bit shorter. I'm going to go on the top of Calverhouse Cross, which is pretty much going to be 100 miles for me, like, you know, so getting through Cardiff. But yeah, steady pace, 10 mile an hour, so I got maybe looking about 12 hours with the breaks. So hopefully get there 4 or 5 o'clock.
It's still absolutely incredible. I mean, there's another thing cycling it. There's another one running it. And then on a penny farthing, I mean, we can see it in the background now. I mean, they are just monstrous pieces of engineering. I'm sure you must face a few difficulties cycling it, looking after it, maintaining it. You can't exactly just nip into the local bike shop for a replacement inner tube for that, can you?
Well, ironically, maintenance-wise, it's very little. There's not many moving parts in it, just 2 bearings on the front and back wheel, and that's it. It's a fixed bike. The pedals are fixed to the front wheel. There's no chain, no gears. So maintenance-wise, very little to do, you know. So that's the beauty of it, really. And, of course, I'm not going to get a flat tyre because it's a solid tyre. So I tend to give the boys a thumb up when they're fixing their punches on the side of the road and offer them a tow, but there we are.
You're selling it to us, Steve. But I mean, why? Where did the idea come from? How did it come about?
Well, it's a bit of a sad story. I've been a unicyclist for, I don't know, 20 years, mountain unicycling. I got several unicycles, and one of them's a touring unicycle, so it's a 36-inch wheel, and it's got a Schlumpf gear, which gives me a little bit extra speed. But the lad who owns unicycle.com, he also sells penny farthings. I think the Chinese imports, but that was my first call. He just kept on to me. You've got to have one. You've got to have one. It was at the time, unfortunately, my daughter was seriously ill. She was 8 months into a pregnancy, and she was diagnosed with a brain tumor. And the charity, Click Sergeant, actually give a lot of help and support to her. And then finally, she passed away about 14 years ago. And so for that charity, Click Sergeant, I decided then to do charity events on the penny farthing. So I did a couple of 100 milers to help them. And it's kind of gone on from there. So whenever I see a charity, I try to support them like Noah's Ark the best way I can, or any other charity. I just get involved, and it's an enjoyable thing. It's therapy for me. And it's helping people as well. So that's how I look at it.
Oh, well, sorry to hear of your loss, and wonderful to do this in your daughter's memory. And Click Sergeant, we do a lot with them, and incredible the work that they do. And I know they'll be all cheering you on Saturday, as we'll be giving you a warm welcome as you arrive into Tudor Square in Tenby. And also Matt and Bronwyn join us, looking fabulous in their CARTEN jerseys. I know it was your debut run last year on the CARTEN, Matt, and you were another standout really, as you did it on a recumbent cycle, and also it's quite the family affair for you as well.
Yeah, I think it's the start of a family thing. My youngest daughter, Bronwyn, that's with me now, did it with me last year because she was just 14, so she was just old enough to do it. And
wow.
We had a great time last year and raised some money for the charity. And my older daughter, that's now 18, she said that she'd do it with us this year as long as we stayed together, because she thought that we'd leave her behind. So in some madness, we went and acquired what we call a triple tandem. And so we can't leave her behind because we're all together. So this thing is a bit like, well, it's really a farm gate with a wheel at either end. So it's going to be quite a challenge. It's quite heavy. But it'll be team building, that's for sure. And we're really looking forward to it.
Certainly, team building in the essence, and as one family unit doing it together. At least you all go across the line very quickly together. Bronwyn, how did you find the experience as a 14-year-old at the time? I mean, it must have been incredible for you, and well done for completing it at such a young age as well.
Thank you. I was very nervous at the start, that's for sure. But I thought the whole event went quite quickly. We all got carried along quite well together.
Oh, fantastic. I mean, how was the training and the planning? I mean, do you cycle much? I mean, it's doing over 100 miles as a 14-year-old. It's no easy feat, that.
We've done quite a lot of cycling before, but not enough. It was quite difficult on that half, especially the hills at the end. And
what's it been like training now with your other sister and your dad on this tandem. I mean, surely that's not an easy thing to do. You all must have to sort of cycle in sync, do you?
Yeah, it's quite challenging for sure, especially balancing. We're all leaning one way and then the other way. But I think we've got the hang of it now.
So if one goes down, you all go down.
Hopefully not. But yeah, it is certainly initially, and showing my age, it was a bit like the goodies to start with. But I'd like to think we've moved away from that a little bit. So.
Oh, where did the idea come from, Matt? I mean, because usually it's just like, okay, no problem, we'll all cycle together. But this is a great take.
I don't know. It's just because it's not, it's a great event, isn't it? But it's not a race. It's something to do as a family, and it's just a bit of fun, So what we're not, yes, we're sort of taking it seriously, but I don't know really. It just sort of happened. We were just sort of looking, and then not many of these triple tandems I think are even in the country, because there's not many mad people like us that are prepared to give it a go. So this thing just turned up on New Year's morning, and I hadn't been drinking the night before. And we drove up to Blackpool and just picked this thing up in a sort of like, right, let's get that, let's do it. So we did.
Oh, wonderful. Fantastic. I love the stories. And that was actually my next question. Where on earth did you find one from? I mean, again, not exactly something you can just go and grab from, your local Harfords, is it?
No, it wouldn't surprise me if it's the only one in Pembrokeshire, I should think. But yeah, it's actually quite entertaining. It's good fun. It's hard up the hills, but it's a good challenge.
Oh, fantastic. Well, the very best of luck. I mean, Peter, it's just remarkable, isn't it? All the people that this fantastic event brings together. It's a spectacle in itself. But then when you've got, David running it, you've got Steve on the penny farthing, Matt Bronwyn with the family and Bronwyn's sister as well, all coming together. It's a special event, isn't it?
Oh, it's very much, isn't it? It's quite ironic looking around the room here. There's nobody here actually riding on a normal bike, is there? But that doesn't matter. The fact is, people are going out and doing something.
We're back to the other 2,000 people.
Yeah, there's 2,100 there doing it on a bog standard bikes, whereas these guys are actually doing something a bit special, which is fantastic. And actually, I'm slightly worried by what David's doing, because I don't want to be organising a running event down to Carten. Cyclists are bad enough. Cyclists are bad enough. Runners are even worse.
A one-off exclusive. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. The challenge which he's got. Yeah,
we're really proud. Again, all these guys, we're quite happy to push along and say, look, there's somebody doing something a bit different. It just makes it more interesting, where we can all go on the bike and we can all do the same thing. But actually, if you're doing something a bit different, it makes it interesting, and people will support. I mean, Steve will know. You go along on your on your penny farthing. Everyone's fascinated, taking photographs, having a look, getting involved. Well done. They want to know. We have a guy who does it with a dog in his rucksack every year, and Scooby, I think the dog's called, and people love it. It makes people smile. And that's what you really want. And if we can make people smile, have a good time, raise some money, what's not to like?
Exactly. I've been in Tudor Square, Tenby, when the sun is out. It's an incredible event, Peter. I know how much work goes into organising this. So well done to you. I mean, it's grown into quite a spectacle that people just love to support now, and I can imagine you never thought in your wildest dreams it would end up this big.
Oh, never indeed. I mean, to be honest, in my garage I've got 2,200 of these t-shirts, so make sure they all pick one up at the end, otherwise I don't. What do you do with that many t-shirts? It's things like that, isn't it? I mean, if it was a terrible weather tomorrow or on Saturday and it rained or something happened, it adds to the problems. When you've got good weather, people are in good moods, everything works better. It's fantastic, and that's what you really want. Why is it this big? I've got no idea. I mean, we could have more people. I could probably have 500 people again on top, but you have to make a limit somewhere just to keep it in control. But things like what you guys do, coming in the square, everybody loves the fact that Tenby's, the sun's out, music's playing. It makes such a difference. It makes such a good day. They all go to the harbour. I don't think you went to the harbour last year, but you should go and have a look down there. It's buzzing. So.
Yeah, I popped down there very quickly, and then I had to run back and spin some cheese, which I'm very much looking forward to doing on Saturday. Thank you to everyone for joining us here on the show this afternoon. Really do appreciate it. We will see you at the finish line in Tudor Square in Tenby on Saturday, with the exception of you, David. I probably won't be there in the early hours. But the very best of luck to all of you. And thanks, Peter, for yet another incredible CARTEN 100 for 2024. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Thank you. See you all.
Absolute superstars. Incredible, isn't it? Just a selection of the people doing the CARTEN100 this year. Over 2,000 cyclists this year. Absolutely incredible. Follow the journey. Join us this Saturday. We're going to be in Tudor Square from 12.
Ocky White Travel, celebrating 60 years of making holiday